Do you ever feel stuck? I mean, like stuck, stuck. You can't move forward, you can't move backwards, you're just stuck. Well, me too. So let's talk about it. It's so easy to feel stuck. And a lot of you probably that know me think I'm probably never stuck because I'm known for being super progressive. But here's the thing, there's a point in our businesses and our lives that we get stuck on a regular basis. We're going to have times of growth and we're going to have times that are a little more stagnant. And for me, one of those times came not too long ago when I had built a great business and I had a team of employees, but we really were in that place of trading dollars for hours. Like every time we worked and got paid, then, we made money. But if we weren't working, we weren't making any money. And it was exhausting. It was tiring. I was feeling burnout. I was feeling overwhelmed. And I knew there had to be another way. But sometimes when you're stuck is the very time that you really can't see the forest for the trees. And that's exactly what happened to me. So what did I do? Well, a few things. But the first thing that I did then, and anytime I'm stuck, is I just take a step back, okay? And I look at what we're dealing with. And in that instance, what I became very aware of is that my business model was broken. And really the industry that I was in, the business model was changing and the consumer was changing. And that's probably true for you too. And so what did it mean? Well, I had to create something that I could make once and sell many times. That idea of making money while I slept. It was opening up some time and some space for us to make money while we were thinking, while we were calibrating, while we were trying new things. But here's the good news about being stuck. Usually on the other side of it is something big. And for me, coming out of that period that felt really stagnant in my design business was exactly the time that I moved into my DesignYou program, a scalable business model. And for the first time, I really started realizing the time freedom and the financial freedom and the absolute opposite of stuck, maybe really for the first time ever. What's the reason that you're staying right where you are? Sometimes we stay in our comfort zone. We stay stuck in our comfort zone because it's way less scary than doing what we know we need to do. So sometimes we choose being stuck really to kind of hang out and rest for a little while. So be on to yourself if you're doing that. Another reason we stay stuck is because we just keep doing the same thing we've always done. And a lot of times there comes a point where that's just not going to work anymore. So if your industry has changed, if really the old broken business model isn't working anymore because it's broken, it's time that you do something different. You have to shake it up. So you can't just keep doing the same thing and hope it works. That's the definition of insanity, right? But it's also the definition of being stuck. A third reason you might be stuck is because you're a person who wants to see every step before you take the first one. And in theory, that's great. But the way business and life really work is you can't know what all the steps are. You have to take a couple and sort of measure and adjust. See what's working, see what's not working. And then you'll know what step to take next. So the first step is the most important. And still one more reason you might be stuck is you might be falling into the comparison trap. You're comparing yourself to everybody else. And you may have heard this said before, but a lot of times we compare our behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. So comparing is a dangerous place to be, and I think it will get you stuck every single time. But no matter why you're stuck, it can be any or all of those reasons. Here's my number one tip for getting unstuck, okay? Usually the problem is we know where we want to go and we know where we are, but there's a big gap in between, right? And here's what I've learned. If you can change your belief system, your thinking, and you can start to think like you already are the person you want to be or at the place you want to be, then your actions are going to start taking care of themselves. Because if you've ever heard me talk about mindset, the one thing I know is you think a thought, which creates a feeling, which creates an action. And if the action is the problem because you're stuck in inaction, you got to feel like the person or the thing or the place that you're trying to get to, right? So believe it first, and then you will become it. It sounds a little woo-woo, but it really, really works. It's worked for me, it's worked for my clients, it's worked for my colleagues and friends, and it'll absolutely work for you. So just to recap, if you're stuck, no matter the reason, figure out where you want to go and start believing you're already there, and the actions will start to take care of themselves. So if you're like, hey Toby, this sounds great in theory, I'm with you, except I'm still stuck, don't worry. I break this whole process down for you in a resource that I tell you about below, where you can learn how to manage your mindset, manage your thoughts and your feelings, and before you know it, you'll be taking every single action you need to get from where you are right now to where you want to go. So check it out, and thank you so much for watching this episode, and I'll see you again really soon.